his way to the ring, a man on a demolition mission. From the stables of the fast one, Eddie Dellick, it's Attal Kakkar. This is a much-awaited rematch we've been waiting for between Attal Kakkar and Paul Lee. Should be an absolute cracker, Hammer.
Well, look at the awesome power of both these boys. They're going to go at it, hammer and tong all the way.
Well, introducing first tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 66.85 kilos, and fighting out of the Malvern Martial Arts Centre, make welcome Paul Lee. Across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, trained by the fast one, Eddie Dellick, weighing in at 66.5 kilos, the Afghan warrior, Attal Kakkar.
Third man in centre ring will be, in my opinion, the finest referee in the country, folks, Bryce Birtwistle. Of course, the Hammer's former trainer with both men. Paul Lee out of the blue corner and the Afghan battering ram out of the red corner, Attal Kakkar. Last time out, they fought at the Keilor Basketball Stadium in an ultimate promotion. What a war it was.
Battering ram.
The Afghan battering ram. Do you like that one?
I love that. I love that.
I'm a poet, I don't even know it.
I knew there was a reason I was sitting next to you.
5 by 2 minute rounds, and one gets the feeling, Hammer, that it could go the distance again as it did last time. These two will go hell for leather from the opening bout.
Well, certainly they're both going to be wanting to turn the tide on that last fight they had. They were both confident of winning.
Well, as you said, they'll both be going at it hammer and tong, and always back to go with the hammer.
Thank you very much. I'm liking you more and more.
First round of action. The Afghan battering ram, as Hammer likes to call him. Attal Kakkar in the silver trunks, Paul Lee in the blue trunks.
Well, have a look at these guys go, Michael. They're
going at it like a couple of ferrets here in the first round, Hammer.
What's holding on the back of their head and hidden, all right?
First warning there from referee Bryce Birtwistle. There'll be no messing around in centre ring when Bryce is on the job. Good outside leg kick there from Attal Kakkar.
Bryce Birtwistle only surpassed as a trainer than he is as a referee. In my opinion, he's the best of both.
Trainer of such champions as Diamond Dale Westerman, Louis Osifides. We were having lunch earlier in the week with Brycey and had some amazing stories about the old days, Hammer.
Oh, certainly Brycey can recite one or two little ring experiences with some of his fighters.
At the moment, it's Paul Lee and Attal Kakkar on a demolition mission here in centre ring. They tie up against the ropes.
Well, both fighters are a little too eager. They're just stifling each other and they're looking a little bit crowded. You want to stand back and just have a little bit more of a shot at each other rather than just rambling forward and looking a little bit scrambled.
1 minute 10 down here in the first round of action. A couple of Cheerios to our Fox Sports fans nationwide. Graham Rigby and Mark Forbes up on the Gold Coast at 4TAB in Queensland.
Also the boys at the Cosmopolitan Restaurant at Broadbeach. That is one classy establishment, Cosmopolitan.
Well, October 13th, of course, we'll be up in Queensland at the Southport RSL for the K1 Queensland show. Main event there will be Scott Bannon versus Wayne Parr. Folks, grab your tickets now.
That will be a crackerjack fight. We use that cliche a lot, but I tell you what, that is going to be full-blown Thai rules, knees and elbows to the head and body.
End of the first round, Hammer, how do you see it?
Well, that was a pretty scrambly first round. Paul Lee started to work a little bit cleaner when he gave himself a bit of room. He's a little too eager to get the job done. You know, you really need to stand back to see and be able to pick your shots. If you're rushing forward on your opponent all the time, you're really not going to be able to see the openings. But good even first round. Maybe leaning a little the way of Paul Lee, but nothing in it. There we see Attal just squared up. With a little face, a right hand rocketing in from Paul Lee. Once again, fighters just a little eager to bustle forward and not really being able to pick those clean, wide open shots. Paul Lee, a very powerfully built fighter, as they both are. But, it's certainly going to settle as the fight goes on into the fifth round. And, it's going to be just the one that finds that one opening and is able to capitalise. That will be the one that is victorious.
Comments from the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion Mark the Hammer Castanini ringside. With myself, Michael Chavello. We're into the second round of action between Paul Lee and Attal Kakkar. This fight brought to you by Crazy John's mobile phones. Attal Kakkar just burying into him against the ropes. The Afghan battering ram really serving it up here to Paul Lee. Lee just tying him up in the red corner, right in front of our commentary position. Of course, over in the neutral corner to our left, a horde of photographers, Hammer, the Turkish media, who will soon be moving on to Sydney for the Olympics, have bypassed through Melbourne here tonight.
Well, there's a throng of media photographers here, all having a bit of a crack at and a bit of a look at kickboxing.
And of course, the international kickboxer and blitz photographer Paul Kakkar doing a fine job over there as well.
Well, all the action is always covered in International Kickboxer magazine. It's available at all newsagents. But obviously, I think you write 1 or 2 stories for them too, don't you?
Just a couple here.
I don't know.
Big right hand there, came close to no cigar for Attal. Paul Lee just snapping up the left hand, goes for the inside thigh kick. They have been going at it toe-to-toe so far. It's 1 minute down the second round. We predicted it would be like this, Hammer. Really just guts and effort from both men.
I'll tell you what, Paul Lee just threw a kick that hard. The bandage come off his toes. Nearly landed near my drink. It's very unsavoury, telling you.
Just to wipe up the nose of Attal Kakkar there. The referee, Bryce Burwhistle, gets us underway again. 1 minute and a half down in the second round of action. Big overhand right from the Afghan Attal. Paul Lee, a nice front kick off the left leg. Lee comes storming forward yet again. A barrel of punches upstairs.
Stop. Step back. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, both of these men are going to be very sore and sorry tomorrow. Win, lose or draw, they're both going to be having some seriously bruised, iced parts of their bodies. It's
a bit of bandage just flew at me then, Hammer. I thought it was an assassination attempt. Big smacking leg kick again there from Paul Lee. That'll make Attal wish he was someplace else. Attal seems to have slowed down a little bit here in the dying seconds of the second round of action. Winds up the big goodnight Irene overhand right. End of the second round, Hammer, how do you see it?
Well, once again, there's nothing in it. They're just going at it full on, both of these fighters. I'd have to say Paul Lee probably working a little more cleaner, and he's really rolling in those thumping leg kicks on the clinches, and they do obviously score. So when you tie up, roll the leg kick, bang. But Attal is just fighting on brute strength, and he's really a fighter with a lot of heart. Relatively novice experience, but you'd never know it to have a look at him fight. He really puts it all together well.
Push. Overhand. When he comes at you, I want to push him, alright? I want you to start attacking him with him, alright? You're just waiting for him, alright? That's not how you fight, alright? I'll really come at him. How you feeling? Attack him. Start just like that, alright?
Here we see Attal just squaring up, Paul Lee sliding in. Attal working in that low leg kick and letting the overhands go quite liberally. Paul Lee, nice step up front kick right into the midsection there. Well timed from Paul Lee. That one is going to score well for him.
Step back.
Into the third round of action. Both men touching gloves, but this one's actually scheduled for 5 rounds.
It's a 5-rounder.
So don't be confused there, folks. Step up round kick there. Nice cracking right hand to the top of the cranium from Paul Lee. Opening proceedings here in the third round of action. This one's scheduled for 5.
Paul Lee in the blue shorts, Attal in the grey, those black and blue grey shorts, and a big hello to Gary and all the crew down there at Black and Blue Fashions. They dress a lot of fighters, I'll tell you what. You might even see me wearing 1 or 2 of their items.
Just a few, you're a walking model there for Black and Blue, Hammer.
But that is great clothing, and they do support the fight game, and that's what it's all about. The companies that get behind the fighters and the fight game, just like Crazy John, major sponsor. And thank you very much to Crazy John for getting behind the Tariq Saleh promotions.
Crazy John, the biggest sponsor of Australian kickboxing at the moment. It's Attal Kakkar firing in the uppercut on Paul Lee. Attal just bleeding from that right nostril. Lee goes sweeping downstairs. Attal just checked the low kick, forces him back into the red corner now. Yeah, my colours mixed up there, Hammer. Too excited.
What?
Just on a sadder note, my condolences to the family of John Miles, who passed away last week as Attal Kakkar goes down there in the red corner. John Miles, one of the great Muay Thai champions of Australia, passed away tragically last week, and we wish our deepest sympathies to his family. Swinging overhand right, a real rainmaker there from Attal Kakkar. Inside leg kick from Kakkar. Paul Lee just stepped through with the jab. Attal chopping away at the legs again. Paul Lee forces him back into the blue corner. Nice uppercut there from Lee, and another from Lee. Attal Kakkar just forcing his way out of there. A lot of guts and intestinal fortitude from this man, the battering ram Attal Kakkar.
I'll tell you what, he's just wanting to use his legs a little bit more, especially in close in those clinches. He's choosing to box it out, but he's really going to have to just start to roll those thigh
Big
kicks
body
in.
shot there from Attal. Cracked against his ribs. Spare ribs, anyone? I think Paul Lee's got a couple. There's the end of the fourth round, Hammer. We've got one more round to go.
Well, that round there leading the way of Paul Lee, in my opinion. Attal just sitting in the corner and on the ropes a little too much. Lee just going absolutely crackerjack with those bombing hands of his and rolling in the occasional fly kick. That's going to score well for him. But once again, not a lot in this battle.
This should be the last round then.
Seconds down.
Once again, we see Attal just being backed into that blue corner. Paul Lee having a bit of a field day there, unloading with a good hand barrage, uppercuts getting in. They're all scoring.
Go blue.
And you see Attal just barreling forward
Touch
again
right,
with the
step
uppercut.
back.
Paul
Touch
Lee.
right, step back.
That's all got to count on the scorecard.
Hammer, you better get the straight jacket ready for me. We roll into the fifth and final round of action. Paul Lee versus Attal Kakkar. It has been an absolute war, as we predicted, folks. And I tell you what, depending on the decision here, don't be surprised if we go for World War III between these two sometime before the end of the year.
Oh, it's just absolutely amazed me at how close these two guys battle. Have a look at their physical build, though. They're very, very similar. And maybe that's got something to do with it, because their skill level is very closely matched as well. Although I believe Paul Lee probably has the slight advantage in the kicking ability. But he's not really showing that, because he's always being bustled by Attal. And it's clever tactics from Attal.
Former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion Mark the Hammer Castanini ringside with myself, Michael Chavello. We're on the air everywhere, right around Australia, folks. Hope you're enjoying all the action here on Fox Sports. Step up round, kick off the lead leg there from Paul Lee. Just dummies and comes through with the right hand. Inside leg kick from Attal Kakkar, spins around. Lee going to work, tenderising the lead thigh of Kakkar. Kakkar just backs him against the ropes.
Keep working for him. Keep working.
Short right hand there from Attal. Nice left uppercut from Attal.
Off his head.
Paul Lee, right uppercut, left hook to the head. Good kicking, punching combinations.
It's really reverting down to a boxing match, this one.
It
Boys
is a
not
real
throwing enough
slugfest,
kicks.
Hammer.
Keep working. Stop.
You know, they've really got to start throwing some more kicks, give themselves a bit of room, and start to work the legs a bit more. And the fighter that does that, there's a front kick attempted from Paul Lee. But they're getting tired, obviously, spending
They
all their
are
pennies in the hand department, not
just
having enough
fighting
energy in the legs.
On guts and intestinal fortitude here in the fifth and final round. We are 1 minute 40 down. This is it. The ultimate round of action, folks. Round kick to the ribs there from Paul Lee. Attal just forcing him back against the ropes. Come over the top of the right hand. Digs one down to the breadbasket. Short right uppercut, then a left uppercut from Paul Lee. Tracks away downstairs. Just not enough busted behind those punches to do any real damage, though, from Paul Lee.
Attal has to keep busy. He's got to keep fighting. He's going to get another count put on him, and that could be detrimental to his campaign to win this fight. I think that one count he's already had on him is going to really have done the damage, but he wants to get it
There
back.
it is. Oh, referee Bryce Purvisel jumps in and has stopped both warriors. The end of the fifth and final round. A rousing applause from the audience. Hammer, how do you see it?
Well, as I look down at the blood-speckled scorecard in front of me, I'd have to say I would have to go...
and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards once again. This time we have a unanimous points winner. That man, Paul Lee.
Well, there you have it, folks. A unanimous decision going the way of the warrior, Paul Lee. And Hammer, I tell you what, I want to see instalment number 3 between these two.
Well, I'm sure